Oof. Ugh. So today's video is a back day video, and it gave me the opportunity to speak on the concept of using supersets with training. Now, if you're training to failure or you're a volume trainer, you may start to kick around the idea of using supersets. And generally, there's two ways to do supersets. In this first example here, it would be using the same muscle group twice in a row. So I just finished the T-bar row, and then I come over here and I set up the easy cable pullover. And for 3 sets in a row, I bounce around between each exercise. And the point of doing 2 exercises that are the same muscle group is it increases the amount of fatigue that the muscles experience, which can allow you to get to a pump faster, which is one part of actually creating the stimulus for muscle growth. And then the other part is we're hitting failure. We're going to experience a lot of mechanical tension by going to failure. So by being fatigued, it's harder to lift super heavy weight, but you still want to try your best. And if you can go to failure with that heavy weight, then you've achieved the stimulus you need to trigger muscle growth. That style of superset training you can use as an advanced or a beginner. I generally think it's better for intermediates to advanced to use it because a beginner may not know how to properly structure it in terms of the amount of weight they should use. You shouldn't use a superset style training to justify training with light weight. You should still be using as much weight as possible. And in here, I still lifted 5 plates on my T-bar row, and I still used almost the whole stack on my cable pullovers. So I'm in no way using supersets as an excuse to lift lighter, but I certainly hit failure a little bit faster. With this weight on pullovers, I've hit failure around 20 to 30 reps. Here I was only able to get 15. And on the T-bar rows, last time I used 5 plates and 5 plates alone, I was able to get 8 reps to failure. And today, this time, I actually got 3 sets of 10. So I got stronger while supersetting and still lifting heavier. This is going to lead to a lot of muscle growth. Then on my next exercise, this one and the following one, I just go back to straight set style training. I just stay with one exercise, lift heavy. I do like 3 to 4 sets with a heavy weight and try to maintain my reps. My goal reps here, I believe, were 10 to 12 reps. And if I fail to get 10 to 12 reps, I've achieved failure and I'll move on. It took me 3 sets to hit failure. If it took me more than 3 sets, I think I'm just not training hard enough. I should either be going for more reps or using more weight. And then with the wide grip lat pull downs, I've just changed up my lat pull down movement to just make it feel a little different. But in the end, I'm still just pulling down a weight from overhead. And this is going to hit a part of the lat that none of the rows or pullovers are going to be able to hit. And it's going to add a lot of width to my back. And that's been a major focus for me in this off season is I want to add a lot of width to my back. I've certainly added a lot of thickness over the last 5 years since I competed last. And I've seen it pay off significant dividends by seeing a lot of density in the upper back and towards the inner of the lat. Now, that's pretty much it for that style of training, supersets with congruent muscles and then straight sets. But soon after this, I'm going to be supersetting opposing muscle groups. And this is a great way to instead work out and make the most out of your time without experiencing much fatigue. And what I'm going to do is work a bicep and then a rear delt. They don't affect each other's ability to train, so that way I can train my heaviest while still hitting failure, but they're not forcing me to hit failure by being tired. This is a great example, like when people do chest and biceps or they do back and triceps, the muscles don't affect the performance of each other. So I smashed some cable curls. These are a new kind of curl I just kind of came up with. I have no idea what I would call them, so I actually logbooked them as Atlas curls. It's similar to the strongman event where they have the Atlas hold, but instead I'm curling it. This allowed me to get a really good contraction in isolating the biceps like a bicep curl with dumbbells would, but being on individual cables, I have more consistent tension. And then without rest, I pop right over to the reverse pec deck and I try to isolate the upper back and rear delts with this. And I increase weight with each set until I finally fail with a weight for 10 or 12 reps. And this was my first set, I believe. I I keep the elbows fixed. I'm not bending or extending the elbows, which is an issue I see with a lot of my trainees. I get quality contractions and I control the exercise through the entire range of motion, not slinging or bouncing. This is a great exercise if you have access to them. It's a great alternative to the reverse dumbbell fly you guys see me doing a lot. And then to finalize the rest of the workout, I certainly need to prioritize biceps, and I've seen a lot of improvement. I've added about an inch on my biceps. Now, a lot of it's just water weight and a little bit of fat, but consistently forcing the arm to swell up with extreme reps and heavy weight, I'm going to see my arms grow permanently with time. This last competition, I believe I had 17 or 17 and a half inch biceps. Now, at this next competition, I'd like to see them creep up to about 18. Now that I've been prioritizing biceps for the last year or so, I've certainly seen them stay a lot fuller and add a lot of roundness. And I would love to get even more of that going on. At 19 and a half inches, it's still not enough bicep to improve my proportions. With the width of my waist and my other limbs, I certainly need to get my biceps to about 22 inches. So I got quite a ways to go, but I got plenty of time to get there. And I'm utilizing a lot of superset style training to get there. So thank you guys for watching.